Alright guys, I'm going to show you how we're going to go from this square blank to this twisty looking wood right here. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is take my right hand and my left hand, and we're going to start twisting this thing. Oh yeah, it's not working. Yeah, it's not working at all. Alright, but seriously guys though, I'm going to teach you in this video I just made for you guys. This is called a Barley twist. I'm going to show you how simple and easy this process is. Don't be intimidated by this crazy looking twist in here. It's actually a fairly simple process with just all you need is a few simple little hand tools, some chisels, and a little handsaw, and a lathe is all you're really going to need for this. And this Barley twist, it actually originated in woodworking back in the 1600s and still. And I'll show you how, I don't know if this is the process of how they did it, but we're not going to be using a CNC. We're to be all manual labor here. So I hope you guys keep on watching and enjoy my video. Thanks. Alright, now that I've turned my piece that I'm going to put my barley twist in, now I'm going to take my length where I'm going to start and end it, and it's right at 5 inches. So you see from this line right here all the way to over here, so that's 5 inches, and 2.5 is going to be my center point for them. Now I'm going to transfer this over to a sheet of paper. Alright, so now I got my little ruler here, and remember I said 5 inches was my length, so I'll make a mark there. Come down to the bottom of the paper, I'll make another 5-inch mark right there, and then I'm going to draw a line all the way across this. Alright, now to draw that line, take your scissors and cut across that line. You don't have to be dead perfect or square for this. Alright, so here's your 5-inch piece right here. Now I'm going to take this over to the lathe. Alright, now that I'm back over here at the lathe, I'm going to take a little piece of clear tape right here, and I'm going to line this up on here. It don't matter where exactly where you put it, but just somewhere on there. Alright, so now I'm going to roll this paper on here until it overlaps. Alright, so now I'm going to take my pencil. Can you see where it overlaps right here and right here? That's actually where I'm going to make a line on this thing and cut it. So I'm going to unwind it a little bit. I'm going to take my scissors here. See if I can do this for you. So when this thing's rolled all the way up, these seams should meet roughly right here in the middle and overlap. Now I'm going to take this paper off here. I'm going to go back to my workbench. Alright, now that I got that situated, so now I'm going to find half of 5 inches right here. And that'll be my 2.5 mark here. Come down to here. I'll also do a 2.5 inch mark right here. Alright, so that's half between 5, that's half between 5. So up here we'll do the same thing. We'll split the difference of whatever this measurement may be. Let's see what it turned out to be. Okay, so that's about 4.5. So it's going to be about 2.25. So 2.25. Come down here. 2.25. So now this is what's going to get tricky right here. So we're going to connect these points right here. So this point and this point will connect, and we'll draw a line. Come down here. We'll go to point, draw a line. Come down to this point, and draw a line. And this is going to be your double twist. So let's head back over towards the lathe now. Alright, now that I'm back here at the lathe, we're going to tape on our paper to this piece here. So let me get a piece of tape out over here real quick. And I'm just going to put a little piece right here for now. So I'm going to tape that down. Now I'm going to get another piece ready in my hand. And I'm using clear tape right here so you can see through it to see your cut lines we'll be making here in a second. I'm going to put another piece on this side. Alright, so now I'm going to roll this paper up. And if you did it right, our two center marks right here will actually line up. And I'll actually tape them together right here. So now you can see this is going to be the start of your first twist right here. So if you follow this line, that's going to be your first twist. And then your second point is going to be here. And you roll it all the way around, and that'll be your second point. I'm going to keep continuing to tape this up for you. These are just the guidelines right here, just to get your saw cut started. And then I'm going to put some tape on the other ends of these cuts so the paper doesn't fray out on me. Let me get it right there instead, right in the middle of them. Because we're actually making a double barley twist here. And that should be taped up pretty good. Now on to our next step. Alright, now that we got our tape all taped up with our piece of paper on here with our lines. So this is going to be my first spiral. I'm going to be following this line over, and then there's my end. Then our second cut's going to be here. And then we're going to follow this by a second spiral down in the right here. Alright, so, and in some of my other previous videos that I have, I actually made this saw with this stop block on here. I've actually got it set to 3/8 of an inch depth right now. So once I reach that mark in here, then I'm perfect all the way around. And I'm going to keep sawing away, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. So just kind of start your cut lightly over here. We're going to work our way around because we're just establishing our point right here. Keep following your line, keep following the line. And I'm going to go through that one more time. Keep spinning the lathe in your hand as you keep sawing. Alright, so that's my first spiral. So now I'm going to start at my second point right here. And as you're doing this, make sure you rotate the lathe just a little bit at a time. Alright, I'm going to come back here and establish my line again. A little deeper. Alright, now that I've established my line, I'm actually going to start pulling all this tape off now. So now you can see my twist that's in there now. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to have to get my compass over here, so just bear with me for a second here. Alright, so I got my compass right here. And we're actually going to find our highs and lows for this piece. Alright, now that I found my little dividers here, I'm going to try to find my center line. So basically this saw mark that you put in here, we're kind of going to guess at it. We're going to just kind of draw a line right there with it. Then I'm going to come over here and see where it puts me at. So that's a little big, so I'm going to adjust this in just a smidgen. About half of that. And let's see where that puts me on this side. Yeah, that's pretty close. So this is going to be a tricky part right here. So now we're going to try to take these dividers, and as we rotate this, we're going to draw a line down the center of this. Let me zoom out here for you so you can see it a little better, if you can. Alright, let's start here. So I'm going to put this spike in my groove I just created. And just keep following it down, just keep following it down, keep twisting, keep twisting, keep twisting, all the way to the end. And then we're going to do that for the second spiral. So here's the second groove right here. Oh, let's see if I can get it right here. Nope, I'm going to turn this around. Keep rotating it, keep rotating it. All the way down towards the end. I'm going to switch sides like this so I can make it towards the end. Alright, so you can see, I'm going to zoom back in here. You can see my pencil line splits the difference between these two. This line's going to be the ridge of my barley twist. And these cuts, they're going to be the valleys. So that's what we're going to cut to. But now, I'm going to zoom back out here. My stop block on here is set to 3/8 inch depth. Now I'm going to finish sawing to that depth all the way around this. Alright. We're going to go in those same grooves that we started out. Alright, let me readjust the camera a little bit for you guys so you can see it a little better. Let me zoom in. There we go. Hopefully that looks a little better. Let's see here. Yeah, there we go. And keep rotating this as you saw around. It's a little tricky at first. You just kind of keep working your saw deeper and deeper until it hits that stop block. You can get a little more aggressive once you start getting deeper with it. Let's see, I'm not getting there just yet. I gotta keep going. Let's check where I'm at. Yep, I'm not deep enough yet. Just keep sawing away. Yeah, see, I'm gonna check this here because I'm on the other side of the saw. I can't see my stop block. Yeah, so I still need to go a little bit more. I'm almost there. It's kind of crazy how you can saw a little spiral on here like this. Look at that. I'm gonna keep going. Alright, I'm gonna start my next groove here. I'm gonna continue this line right here. It didn't get drawn all the way. Hold on, let's get it right here. Try to get my line lined up. There it is. Start sawing away my second groove here. It's like a little arm workout right here. Just keep sawing away. It's a lot of manual labor right here. My arms are getting tired already. Yeah, we're getting closer. Let's see how deep this section is here. Let's try to get it in there. Yeah, it's pretty close. I'm getting pretty close to my depth now. It's getting harder to saw because my blade won't curve. You can see right there, I'm basically at my depth all the way around. Let's check this groove here. Yeah, I'm basically there at my depth right there, all the way around. Alright, now for the fun part. Now I'm going to go get my chisel for you real quick. Alright, so now that I got my chisel right here, so I'm not going to chisel on this side, because if you're going uphill on the grain, it's just, you're going to get catches all the time. You can see how the grain flows downhill this way, so you're going to push up on this top side right here, and you just keep working your way around. And this pencil line, we're not going to touch this pencil line. That's going to be the top of my barley twist right here. Go a little bit slower right here because this is where my twist is going to end. So you can kind of see that the first spiral is starting to kind of take shape. So now I'm going to start my other twist on this side. Since I'm left-handed, I like pushing this way. But you can always turn this piece around. Is what I'm going to do here in a second to get from the other direction. But let me start here first. We'll just take a little bit off right now. Alright, I'm going to start to slow down over here because I'm starting to get towards my end. Alright, so now it kind of looks like this a little bit. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take this out of the lathe since I'm left-handed. Find your centers again. And reclamp it back in there. The lathe's just there to kind of hold everything in place while we're doing this. So now I'm going to start on the other side of this twist now and keep continuing to push uphill. Remember to always push uphill with that grain. I'm going to start to slow down a little bit, so I'm getting towards the end of my thing there. Alright, so which one do I need to start on now? This one right here. Alright, I'm going to start to slow down. So now it's starting to look like a little bit of a twist now. Ooh, I'm going to clean this off so you can see it a little better. Alright, so now we got that twist. We're going to start to come higher up with our twist to this line. Or start beveling where we started the other cut. Because we kind of want to round this off. Remember, always push uphill with this. Alright, so now I've done that one, I'll continue to here, to the second twist. I'm actually starting to sweat doing this. It's a lot of manual labor right here, but you'll definitely be rewarded in the end with this. Alright, so the twist is starting to come out a little more twisty now. So now I'm going to back this out of my lathe right here and flip it around. Get it back in my centers again. Retighten up just a little bit. Alright, so now I'm going to continue on this uphill side right here. You'd be surprised what just a little bit of manual labor and a little chisel can do. Oh yeah, so now it's really starting to look like a twist now. So now, what did I do? I did that one already, so now I need to get into this one. I'm going to start to redefine my cuts a little bit more, just kind of keep working it up the hill. Oh yeah, now it's starting to look like a twist. It's getting twistier and twistier. Alright, since I'm on this side still, I'm going to keep continuing up the hill on this side. Oh yeah, I'm definitely sweating now. Alright, so now I'm going to rotate this around since I'm left-handed. Put it back in my center over here. Alright, so now I'm going to continue to work uphill on this side of the twist now. Look at that little sucker. We're getting the twist now. That's getting pretty now. Which side did I need to go on? Was it this side a little more? Yeah. Oh yeah, she's starting to look pretty cool now, isn't she? Yeah, remember to don't cut your pencil line right there. Alright, I'm going to turn this back around. And we just keep going back and forth until you get the chisel work all finished. And then we'll go to our next step here, cleaning it all out. Oh yeah, it's starting to look real nice and pretty now. Yeah, I'm starting to like that. I need to fix this section here a little bit. Let's see, yeah, look at it in there. Let's see what I can do with this. And that's starting to look really nice now. Look at that little twist. Let me zoom in a little closer. We just got to clean up these valleys right here. Well, you can see the twist is really starting to come along now. Alright, so what you guys can use now is sometimes I'll actually take a rasp here and I can get down in these corners a little better. You see how nasty this corner is versus this? I kind of already started this one here. Well, this one here is all kind of jagged. So I'm going to kind of follow this in that little ridge. And basically cleans all your little corners out. You can see it's starting to really come like a twist now. I'm gonna back this out the lathe since I'm left-handed again, because I use my tools only in the one direction it needs to go. I need to pull my rasp towards me. That's the direction it cuts. Got that piece of tape in my way. And that's basically my twisted rope right here. Alright, now you can see my twist on my rope. It's pretty cool looking now that I use that rasp. Now the next step is to make it look even prettier. I can just take a 80 grit sandpaper here and just kind of work your way in all the corners. It takes a little elbow grease for this. Getting all those little stragglies off and everything. It's starting to look pretty cool now. Look at that candy rope right there. That is really cool. I still need to clean a couple little spots off here and there. But other than that, that's how you do a barley twist. Man, who would have thought you can twist wood like that? Alright, now that I got my twist out the lathe now, I'm going to make the base for this candlestick holder. And for my base, it's going to be a 5-inch diameter circle. So basically, I'll just find the center point somewhere on here. We'll just do like, say, 2.5. And we'll go right here. Then what you're going to do is take your compass right here, and you're going to set it on here. And here, your 2.5-inch mark. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit, and we'll draw our circle. And I'm going to cut this out next on the bandsaw here. So bear with me a second. Alright, now that we're over here at the lathe, we're going to go ahead and chuck this bottom piece up here. I'm going to tighten it up right here. Try to get it squared up a little better. There we go. Tighten it up right here. I'm going to change out this piece right here. It's a little too big. I'm going to go ahead and put this one in right here. Alright, now I'm going to get my roughing gouge out, and I'm going to start turning my bottom piece for the holder. This is what a roughing gouge looks like right here. So now I need to get my parting tool. Try my smaller one here. See if I can get you closer, you can see what I'm doing. Try to get this right over top of this here. There we go. Tighten this up a little more. Alright, now that we're over here at the lathe, we're going to drill our hole out for the tenon for this to recess in our bottom plate right here. So I'll go ahead and put this 7/8 bit in here. Snug it up a little bit. And then your center point on your lathe is where you're gonna actually drill your hole for the center of this. So there's your hole. So now we're going to go ahead and take all these pieces back over towards the lathe here. Alright, so now you can see this tenon doesn't actually fit in this hole just yet. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to take my calipers right here, and I'm going to set to this 7/8 diameter right here. Keep running it in, keep running it in. I'm going to set it slightly larger than that hole. So when I'm turning this, I'm going to turn this tenon down to this size right here. So let me put it on the lathe. I'm actually going to, let's put it right here. It's going to be a little tricky because it's really close to the edge of that piece right there. Yeah, so it's just bigger than that, so we need to take it down to that size there. Let's see if I can get a little closer up view right here. Alright, we'll see these calipers slip over this. Not yet, so we take a little bit more. Let's check it now. Yeah, the calipers barely just go over that. And take it out of the lathe right here. Let's see if my tenon fits. Oh yeah, it's starting to go in. Alright, look at that. So now, let me see if I can find my wood glue over here. So I'm going to take some wood glue, I'm going to put it all in there. We're going to pull some of this dried up glue off on there. Put some down in that hole, rub some on my tenon. So now I go ahead and insert the tenon in this hole I just drilled. Just twist it in there. So now it's starting to look like a candle holder now. Look at this thing. Alright, now that I'm back over here at the drill press, this is going to be the final step to making this candlestick holder. So I got my 7/8 bit still back in the drill. I'm going to go ahead and drill that now.